Hello, welcome and namaste everybody. We welcome you all in our weekly family reunion. Hope all of you are exploring together. We have Mahendra Vasuji with us. Ji Mahendra ji, namaste. Would you like to introduce yourself? Namaste.
भैया नमस्ते। Not able to
Ji
hear you
namaste.
properly.
Welcome.
हमें audio. Yes भैया।
I am
Can
interacting
we
from the
start?
Mahendra ji the very first time, so I thought just if you like to introduce himself. Ji. So we may wait for a while, and then we may start the session. Ji.
Okay भैया। Bhaiya, can we start?
जी जी दिल्ली में स्टार्ट वेलकम ओवर टू यू
Thank you, Bhaiya. A very good evening. Namaste and welcome to eSIP session on UHV 1 and 3, where we'll be seeing at our basic human aspiration and its fulfillment. That is setting the correct priorities in our life. So before going on to our session, we'll just see the home assignment that has been done for the last session. These are some of the work that has been given to us, like writing our conclusions or takeaways from the exploration from the session 2. Then checking on is your basic aspiration is really happiness and prosperity. And is it going to be at sometimes or taking efforts? Because the thing is, whenever I want to have something, whenever I aspire to have something, then I should be making some efforts to get that. I should be making some efforts to make some and finally, have we faced any situation where our favorite feeling go on? And what we did when I was doing. So all this that has been given from the last session and all these things to be reflected in your journal so that we may be able to understand the current state of us. So with this, now we will move on to the session 3. As I said, we'll be seeing about our basic human aspiration and its fulfillment, and thereby to set the correct priorities in our life. So when we talk about this basic human aspiration, the aspiration of every human being, and our happiness and prosperity is really our basic aspiration? What do you think? And if this is going to be our basic aspiration, then what are the efforts that I need to take? What is needed to fulfill this aspiration? So we'll try to explore into these two questions. And what do you think? Are happiness and prosperity really our basic aspiration? You can respond in the chat or you can also reflect on this. So what we'll be doing in this session, we will explore into these two questions. And this is all that we will be doing in UHV 1 course. So with the UHV 1, we'll be able to see why do we need to have this course and what do I need to do further to fulfill my basic aspiration and how to address my concern. So all those things we'll be looking into. So before going on with the exploration, whatever we are discussing or whatever we are sharing here, I think there was some network issue from my end. So hope I am audible now. So we are discussing about the exploration. So when we say we are going to do the exploration, and whatever we are discussing here is going to be the proposal. Whatever is said is in proposal. So when we have a proposal, it's our responsibility to verify the proposal on our own right, and then to check it up whether it holds good or not, it holds true or false. And how is this verification done? The verification is done on our own right, that is on the basis of our natural acceptance. What is naturally acceptable to me? So for example, we can just try to find out what is naturally acceptable to me. To nurture my body or to harm my body? We can try to answer this question. And similarly, some more questions like, what is naturally acceptable to me? To have a feeling of relationship or opposition with the other? What is naturally acceptable to me? To be happy or to be disturbed? So when we try to answer these questions, where are we referring to? How do we get answers to the question? And before that, what are the answers that we are getting for ourselves? Do we want to take food to nurture our body or harm our body? Is it to nurture our body? And when we have a relationship or we have someone around us, friends or opposition, this that I'm getting for myself, where I have referred to. So we have referred within us, right? So this is our natural acceptance. So we have to verify on the basis of our natural acceptance. Do not assume the proposals to be either true or false. What we need to do is to verify it on our own basis. So whatever said here is a proposal, and we need to verify it on our own right, which is based on our natural acceptance. So with that, when we try to understand what is our basic aspiration, so we'll try to answer this set of questions, which gives out our aspiration or what we want to be. So the first question is, do we want to be happy? What do you think? Do you be happy? Yes, no? Yes. And Yes or no? Yes. Continuity of prosperity. You will be happy and prosperous in continuity. In continuity generally means that for every in continuity means for every moment, each and every moment, every moment. Every moment. Today, every moment, in the sense tomorrow and throughout. So, if this is what and this is our aspiration, what are we now? See, I hope you would have responded to all the three questions on the left hand side. And you can see, like, I can see almost the answers to all the three questions is yes. That is what I want to be. But trying to find out what we are now. So try to answer these three questions. Are we happy? Are you happy now? Yes? No? What do you think? See, the responses are mixed. Some of us are happy, some of us are not happy. Good. Going on to the second question. Are we prosperous? Yes, no? Again, the responses are mixed. And finally, is there continuity of our happiness and prosperity? Do we have the continuity of this? Those who said that we are happy and we are prosperous, are you able to see the continuity of our happiness and prosperity? Which means being in the state of happiness and feeling prosperity for every moment. So there will not be even a single moment where we don't have this happiness or prosperity. What do you think? Anyone wants to reflect on this? Reflect on these two sets of three questions each, which talks about what we want to be and what we actually are. That is, what is our aspiration and what is our current state of being. When I responded to the question, on the left hand side, I was able to see almost everyone was having this response of yes to all the three questions. But when I try to answer to the left hand side part of my question, then I can see it's a mixed response. And for the third question, most of us are able to see that there is no continuity of happiness and prosperity in our life. So why this gap? I want to be happy, I want to be prosperous, I want to have both of the things in continuity. But why is that I am at times happy and at times not? I sometimes feel prosperous and sometimes feel deprived. And therefore, there is no continuity of happiness and prosperity in me. There is a gap, right? And why is this gap? Why we have a gap between what we want to be and what we are now? Why is this gap between our aspiration and our current state of being? And if there is a gap, what are we doing for it? I want to be happy always. And what is the effort that I'm making for it? We can just think about this. See, we are doing so much of things. Each one of us are doing so much of things, having some aspiration. We would have listed what are the aspirations that we have in our life. And we are doing so much of things and we are taking so much of efforts to fulfill our aspiration. But even then, what do you think? Is this gap is getting filled up? That is, am I moving towards what I want to be? Or is this gap getting wider? See, we would have heard from our family members or parents that when we are very small, then we would have gone to school and they would have told that once you complete this 10th grade, then you can be happy. Or after completing 10th, then it will be after you complete this 12th standard or 12th grade, you will be happy. And then after completing 12th, then it will be like you need to join a college, you need to get a degree, and after that you can be very happy. And we'll be doing this college. And what do you think now? At the end of the 4 year or 3 years or 5 years, like once when you get placed in an company, well reputed company, or once you get a good career, then your life will be settled and you will be happy. Then have you seen some of our elders who have got placed in a well reputed institute and earning a lot, settled? And then it will be like once you get married or once you get a family, then you will be happy. So whatever things, whatever efforts that we are making up today, is it filling this gap? Or we just think that this will bring happiness, that will bring happiness, and we continue to take some efforts, but still then the gap between what I want to be and what I am now is getting wider up. So if we are able to see that the gap is getting wider up, then where are we making our efforts? I want to be happy, I want to be prosperous, I want to have the continuity of happiness and prosperity. And I'm making some efforts for that. I'm going to school, I'm studying, I'm scoring good marks, even I will become the topper in my district, in my state. I get into a very good college, reputed college. I do my studies. I get a job. I come out of it. And all of these things we are doing to ensure my basic aspiration, to have the continuity of happiness and prosperity. But are we making the right efforts? Just think. Are we studying very hard? Are we doing all these efforts to get placed in a company? And what is that for? Is that only for earning money? I want to get placed in such and such. This is my dream company with a package of this. Good. And why are we doing it? Is it for earning money? Which means I can ensure a good physical facility and accumulation of the physical facility. If I'm going to make all these efforts, will I be able to attain my basic aspiration of having happiness and prosperity and continuity? What do you think? Have we assured that happiness and prosperity will be ensured when we have enough physical facility. And is this because of this assumption we are doing or we are making all the efforts? You just think of yourself. Every one of us, we can think of ourselves, like what are the efforts that we are making, what are the efforts that we have made, we are making, and what are that we have planned to do. And with those efforts, are we just accumulating? Are we just making efforts to earn more and more money and thereby accumulating the physical facility? We will try to answer this question. All of us will be doing a particular course. And why is that you want to do that particular course in a particular college? What is the reason? Do we assume that doing this particular course or in this particular college, I'll be getting a I will be able to get settled in my life? And from that, what are we expecting? To have a good package. And from that, what are we expecting? Just ask this question. What am I going to do with this? Is it for accumulation of physical facility? And just by accumulating the physical facility, will I be able to have this happiness and prosperity in continuity? Is this what I have assumed for myself? What do you think? Any reflections on this? So we'll try to understand this. When an animal has lack of physical facility, or you can see for yourself when we have this chance of visiting a village, for example. So what do you observe from it? When you look at a cow, and when the cow gets his stomach full of grass, it becomes comfortable, right? It will sit, it will chew the curd, and it will be very comfortable, absolutely comfortable. So when an animal lacks in physical facility, the food is in physical facility. So when it lacks physical facility, it becomes uncomfortable. But when it gets the physical facility, it will be very comfortable. And as we said, a cow gets, it sits, it chews the curd, and it's comfortable. But what's the case of us? Just assume that when you feel hungry, and we will feel uncomfortable, right? And if we get food, what is our state then? Don't we start thinking about some other thing? So when I lack in physical facility, obviously, yes, I feel uncomfortable and also unhappy. But once after getting the physical facility, then I forget about that and I'll be starting to think about the other. Doesn't it happen with us? Now, a small example will be like this, like when let's say that, like we are going to have an assessment tomorrow. So or it's like a small example where the same thing, like if I'm feeling very hungry and I feel hungry, so I will be little disturbed. So I will take the food, and after taking the food, am I really thinking about the food, or am I really comfortable since I get the food and I'm feeling satisfied and comfortable with it, or I start to think about the 100 other things which seems to be a problem for me or an issue for me. And what does it mean? Physical facility is required. In case of an animal, physical facility is okay for them. Feel very comfortable with the physical facility. And once they lack the physical facility, that's with us. So physical facility is required for me, but something more is also required. And what is that? So in order to find out what is required for me, we'll try to answer this question. So in our families, there will be some moments where we may not feel happy. Our family members will not be feeling happy. There may be some moment of unhappiness in our family. And what do you think? Is the unhappiness in our family is more due to lack of physical facility, or is the unhappiness in our family is more due to lack of fulfillment in relationship? What is the reason? The unhappiness, is it more because of lack of physical facility, or more because of lack of fulfillment in relationship? What do you think? Is it more due to lack of fulfillment in relationship? Maybe you can see this also. Like whenever we have the celebrations or the festivals, then we get new dress for all the family members, and we make the sweets. Uh, we get up early, we wear it, we go out, then we meet our relatives, we wish them, we share the greetings with them, and still there is a possibility that we may not be feeling comfortable. Has this happened to us? Then what is the reason for this unhappiness? Is it because of lack of physical facility? We have all those things which is needed. So that is more due to the lack of fulfillment in relationship, isn't it? So now I can see that more than this physical facility, the fulfillment in relationship also plays a role to make me achieve what I want to be, to make me get the happiness. So in that case, how much time and effort are we investing? How much time and effort are we investing for physical facility? And how much time and effort are we investing for the fulfillment in relationship? All the efforts that we are doing now, where are these efforts going towards? Is it towards the accumulation of physical facility or towards the fulfillment in relationship? When I'm able to see that the unhappiness in my family or unhappiness in any of the relationship or unhappiness within me is more because of lack of fulfillment in relationship, then how are my efforts? Where are my focusing my efforts to be? And how much time I'm focusing on that? The unhappiness is more due to lack of fulfillment in relationship, and most of the time and effort is spent for physical facility. Is that the case for us? And if more of the efforts and time are spent towards the physical facility, the outcome will be the accumulation of physical facilities. The effort that I'm making towards will help me to obtain that. The effort that I'm making towards the physical facility will help me to have more and more physical facility. The effort and time that I make towards the fulfillment in relationship, then I'll be able to have a better fulfillment in relationship, isn't it? So we can check for ourselves and how much time and effort that we are spending towards the physical facility and towards the fulfillment in relationship. So for us, for human being, physical facility is necessary, but relationship is also necessary, because I can see for myself that when I get a physical facility, I feel comfortable, I'm okay with it, and then I try to think of the other things. Are we able to see this? And this is the basic difference between an animal and a human being. So physical facility is necessary for animals, and physical facility is necessary for us also. However, for animals, physical facility is largely adequate. But for us, physical facility is necessary, but it's not adequate. Isn't it? Anyone would like to reflect on this? Or you want to share something? You can also respond in the chat. Or you may speak up. Am I able to see this? And if I'm able to see this, am I able to check how much of time and efforts that I'm making towards these two things? Is it largely towards the relationship or physical facility? So this is what we are discussing. For animals, the physical facility. Physical facility is something which we get from the nature. So all the physical facilities that we have, starting with the food, the shelter, or everything that we have now, is basically from the nature. And for animals, it's necessary and largely adequate. But for human beings, it's necessary, but it's not adequate. So along with the physical facility, we also need, or we also want to have the relationship with the other human beings. Have you ever, I mean, get into this arguments, opposition, and fights till now? once, twice in a day, in a month, in a year, maybe with your family members or close friends, your friends at college, or if you are working with the colleagues at your workplace, or even in a marketplace or in a public place where we may not know the other, but still we get into these arguments. Has it ever happened? I mean, it's a kind of argument or opposition. I feel opposed, or even it may lead to certain fights that is taking place. And in each of the time, in every time, when we have these arguments or opposition or the fight, what do you think? Do you want to resolve it or do you want to continue with it? Just think of a situation where you have encountered with such kind of things and think what you have felt at those times. Don't we want to resolve it? So that's why even when we have these fights or arguments with the other, we say sorry. Maybe that may have a very least mistake on my end, but then I say sorry. I try to patch up. And most of the cases, we would have seen that in our family members when we get into these arguments, fights, opposition with our siblings, parents, and so on. Then we do tell this. Okay, I promise that I will not do the same thing again in future. Haven't we said this? If we have a sibling, elder or younger, then after the complete fight, then we say, okay, from now onwards, I will not do it. Okay, is it okay? And we give promises also. But what happens next? We don't want to have such kind of arguments and opposition or the fights. But does the fight takes place or not? Even after giving so much of sorries, trying to patch up and giving out the promises. So what is happening? We want to resolve every time when we get into this arguments, opposition and fights because I feel relationship is naturally acceptable to me. We want to resolve it and we promise, but then again the similar kind of fights, arguments happens in the family, happens with the friends. Because what we think, like we want to improve the other. We think that the other has to improve. And what does the other thinks? The other wants us to improve. Isn't it happening? Are these, or isn't it a kind of reaction? And what happens? Time into this reaction, so we will not speak to the other. And we go on with these arguments, debates, and in case of the couple, then we may also, or they may also get into this extreme level of getting divorced. You can think about you and you can just check something with the past. Have you ever tried talking with the other because of such kind of arguments which has happened? And is this happening now with you? And is such kind of things are happening in the society? And is increasing or decreasing? What do you think? You can explore this with your close relationship, in your family, with your friends, at your workplace, and in general society also. I will ask this question again. What is naturally acceptable? When we say that feeling of relationship is naturally acceptable to me, but in spite of our acceptance for relationship, why is this happening? Why these incidences are increasing every day? What is the reason? What do you think? I want to have this feeling of relationship with everyone in my family, with everyone in my close circle, with everyone at my workplace, with everyone in the institute. Don't I? Don't you? But in spite of this, why is such kind of arguments, opposition, and fights are happening? So when I want to ensure this feeling of relationship, at first I need to have the right understanding of it. Isn't it? Without understanding the relation, how I'll be able to ensure the fulfillment. So right understanding is also essential for a human being. I know that human beings physical facility is necessary. Physical facility is necessary, but relationship is also necessary. And if I want to ensure the fulfillment in relationship and to know how much physical facility I need with rest of the nature, then I should be having this right understanding in myself about these things. Isn't it? So what do you think now? Are all the three required? The right understanding in me, relationship with other human beings, and physical facility with rest of the nature? Are all three required? Is something is being redundant over here? Or is anything more to be added here? What do you think? Is all three required? Yes. Is something is redundant? No. And is anything more is required? No. So everything is covered. So for a human being, we need to have this right understanding, the relationship, and physical facility. Fine. So now, if all the three are required, are we working on or are we working for all the three? What do you think? Are you working for this physical facility? Yes? Good. Are you working for having the fulfillment in relationship? If so, how are we working? Are we at least sitting together with our family members every day? At least when we are having dinner and talking about ourselves, the relationship? And are we working for this right understanding? And now, if only three are required, what should be our priority? Because you know what? When we work on the high priority, that will facilitate the realization of the low priority. So what do you think? What should be the priority of all those three things? Is it okay? Having a right understanding of something will help me to have that better in me. For example, if I'm going to understand the relationship, then will I be able to ensure the fulfillment in relationship with other human being? But if I don't know about relationship and if I don't have an understanding about a relationship with other human being, then how is that I'll be able to fulfill the relationship? So isn't the right understanding in the self holds the highest priority? And with that, what is the next priority? Relationship with human being. And finally, the physical facility with rest of the nature. The priority of all the three. Yes. So when I'm able to have the right understanding in the self about the relationship with other human being, where we'll be talking about the feelings. What are the feelings in the relationship and what does each and every feeling denotes, or how can we define those things? How can we see it up? So when I understand a relationship and I have it in my behavior, I have it in my living with the other human beings, and that will lead to the mutual happiness. So that will make me happy, and also the other with whom I have this relationship to be happy, which is nothing but the mutual happiness. And with the right understanding in me about the physical facility that is needed for me, and with the right understanding, if I work towards the physical facility with rest of the nature, and that will lead to the mutual prosperity. Are we able to see this? So what is happening today? I have this assumption that making efforts for physical facility and accumulation of physical facility is going to take me to fulfill the basic aspiration. But my basic aspiration is to have the happiness and prosperity and continuity. So I mainly focus on this. I mainly focus on the physical facility. And I do forget about the relationship and having a right understanding. And that's where, without the right understanding of what is needed for me, I go on with the accumulation. So, accumulation of the physical facility, which is going to lead to the depletion of the nature. So, with the effort and focus on the physical facility, I don't understand the relationship. And without the understanding, I have my behavior, or I try to move on with the other human beings, which leads to unhappiness, which is making me unhappy and also making the other unhappy. And that's the reason family, in our workplace, and also in the marketplace or the public. And without this understanding, I just go on accumulating, or I just go on making my efforts and time spent towards the physical facility, and which will lead to deprivation, exploitation. Are we able to see this? So when we look into ourselves, when we look into the society, we can observe these two category of people. The number one is lacking physical facility, so unhappiness, deprived. And number two is having physical facility, unhappiness, and deprived. What do you think? Where are we? One, two, or there is one more category where it's like having the physical facility and being happy and prosperous. Just check for yourself, where are you now and where you want to be. My basic aspiration is to have happiness and prosperity in continuity. And that is what I want to be. And we have checked what is our current state. So similarly, we can check for ourselves. Where are we now? At 1, 2, or 3, and where do we want to be? And this is where the gap is. I want to be at 3, but I may be in 1 or 2, isn't it? And this is what the role of education and holistic development is. I am either at the state of 1 or 2, but I want to be in 3. And which means that I lack this right understanding, and I don't understand about the relationship. I don't understand about the physical facilities. And this is largely the state of animals. And when I try to set the right priorities in my life, giving the first priority to the right understanding in the self, followed by relationship and physical facility, and this is the transformation or the process that we want to have, which means that moving from an inhuman consciousness to a human consciousness. And this is the holistic development. This is what is expected from our education. Now we can also check for ourselves, what does this development means? Is it just in the increase and accumulation of physical facility, or is the development in ensuring of all the 3 priorities? Where do you want to be? Is it on the left or the right? And what do you think? Is this transformation desirable? Do you want to have it or not? And if it is desirable, are we making effort for it? So these are the things that we need to check for ourselves. Do you need to make the effort for it? Do you want to have this transformation from the left to the right, from the inhuman consciousness to the human consciousness? And should your education help you to make this effort? So, this is what we are trying to understand. Maybe it's 8:30 now. So if there are any questions or reflection based on the session that we have discussed, then you are requested to put forth, and we will continue with the remaining part of the session in the next week. So any reflection, we can take up any reflection or the questions in a couple of minutes. Any sharing? So if we don't have any sharing or reflection, then it's 8:30 now, and Parikshit Bhaiya, can we?
Yes, Didi. Thank you for the nice and enriching session. And certainly we like to have more such session. So we will meet again next Wednesday for more exploration. So thank you all. Thank you all the questioners. Thank you, Siddhasni Didi. Namaste.